Hey, welcome to Mom's Fit Life. This is your June newsletter workout. We're doing a lower body today. You are going to need a step, a band, and weights if you want them. We are going right into it, so make sure you're warmed up a little bit. There are some warm-ups in my membership you can check out. You can check out the full complete follow-along workout in the membership, or just repeat this workout a couple times on your own. Okay, we're going to start on the floor. We're doing bridges. So with this, make sure your heels are close to your butt. Engage that core. So think about lifting the pelvis, tightening the core. I like to put my thumb at the base of my ribs, my fingers on my hip bone, and the distance between your fingers should not change. Lifting up, really squeezing the bum. Core is engaged all the way through. So even as you lower down, don't let that core go. Only lifting as high as you can without over thrusting at the top. Exhale as you lift. Inhale a little bit on the way down, relaxing some but not completely. Okay, roll over to stand. Best thing you can do for your core and your back. And then we're going to be grabbing a band. I have it looped around one side, but you can anchor it in your door or use a cable at the gym. And then with your hands straight out in front, we're going to go into some split squats. You want tension, you want it to feel like it's pulling you slightly off to the side, and then you're holding straight arms out at your chest, maintaining that core position, sitting into the hip of that front leg. Exhale as you stand, lift the pelvic floor, tighten the core, inhale on the way down. If you need to help keep some tension in the core, exhale all the way down, all the way up, and then take your inhale at the top. Okay, so I'm going to switch sides now, but I'm going to keep my hand on the band at the same place so that when I turn around, I have the same amount of tension on the band that I did going the other way. Again, it should feel like it's going to pull you slightly over. You're trying to counter that with your core as you go into these split squats, making sure you're not leaning towards the anchor, so you're staying nice and tall over your legs. Really creating some tension in the core. Really shifting into that front hip, driving through that front heel, squeezing the glutes to stand. Okay, from here, we're going to go into some band lateral lunges. So I'm going to grab the band, make sure that there's some tension in it. If the band is in my left hand, I'm going to step to my right. If the band is in my right hand, I'm going to step to my left. You want to create a little bit of some tension in the cable, pulling that right shoulder back a little to help keep you square. Because when you step over that bent leg, you want to make sure that your ears, shoulder, hip, and toe are all in a line. If my right leg is planted, it stays straight throughout the movement. Only that left leg is bending. Okay, again, trying not to change the position of my hand on the cable so that the tension is the same. You can stick that right hand out in front of you if you want, or you can kind of pull it back a little bit to help you shift into that hip. Again, notice my left leg is straight, right leg is bending, tension in the band throughout the movement, but I'm not doing any active lifting with that hand. I'm just holding the band. Okay, so now you're going to need your step. You can also use like a stack of books. Just make sure it's super safe and stable. I'm going to put my left foot on the edge of the right side. And then I'm going to cross that right leg back behind. So this particular step is great because it's a little bit longer. So I can really reach for the edge. If your step is a little more square or narrow, then you just have to reach past the step edge. Really driving through that instep of the foot that is on the step. Do not let your foot rotate out or open as you step back. Exhale to stand, pushing through that stable leg, using that front glute. Make sure your hips and shoulders stay square to the wall in front of you. Don't rotate them open with the leg. And you should feel the outside of the glute working here. Reach across and stand. Sometimes tapping the step at the top can help you balance a little bit better. Just make sure that core is engaged and you're really using the breath to help balance you. Reach across and back, feeling the outside of the glute on that standing leg, pushing through that instep. All right, so you're going to keep the step, and then we're going to grab the band. You can also do this with a cable at the gym. You can anchor it in a door or on something sturdy. Create a good amount of tension in the band because this is really for the legs, and your arm is just the catalyst to hold it. You're going to hinge from the hip. So my left leg is planted, the band is in my right hand. And I'm reaching as far back as I can, keeping my knee over my midfoot, really trying to get length through the back of my legs. Exhale, lift, stand, push through that front leg. Really feeling the hamstrings and glutes of that planted leg here. I like having the band in the opposite hand so that your shoulders and hips stay square. They're not opening and rotating towards that back leg. And then switching sides, again, I'm trying to grab the band in the exact same spot I had before so that the tension is even. Really trying to keep that knee bent, extend through the back of the legs. As you stand, your hips should straighten before your knee does. Arm is not doing any active work, just kind of holding that cable, creating a little more resistance for the lower body. Reach and hip bend. Good. All right, so from here, we're going to go into the finisher. If you're joining the membership, we'll do a couple rounds of that first part and then the finisher. But we're going to start with squat jumps. So squat down, reach back, jump tall. 20 seconds here. Exhale slightly as you land. If your pelvic floor is not ready for jumping, you can go into that squat, and then as you, instead of jumping up, come into a tall standing position on your toes. So a little bit of a calf raise at the end there. Good. Rest for 10 seconds. And then we're going to go into some single leg hops. So you're just trying to catch your breath right now. And then you're going to go into those single leg hops. Imagine there's a line on the floor, and I want you to do a few forward and back, and then a few side to side for the duration of the 20 seconds. You'll get a 10-second break, and then we'll switch legs. Again, exhale every time you land. Try and land with a bent knee. Catch your breath. I'm going to switch sides in a second. So you should be landing on the ball of your foot with your knee slightly bent. You can kind of be a little bit leaned over so that you're kind of like chest over toes. Light on your foot, heel stays off the ground, a little bit forward and back, a little bit side to side. And that's it. Awesome job. So if you have any questions, please let me know. If you want the entire workout as a full follow along, join the membership.